Your summer tomato plants looking sad? Don't worry, there's plenty of time if you live in my zone, Zone 8, to plant more tomato plants and have a great fall harvest. Follow me along in the garden today to see how I'm going to plant my Roma tomatoes so that I have plenty of tomatoes this fall. I've got a few things with me today in my cart. I have my tomato tone, my knee pad, some gloves, and my apron. I also need to find my garden shovel. Seems to disappear when my 5-year-old son is around, so I may have to dig around a little bit and see if I can find it. Okay, so I'm just about ready to go. I've got my apron on, my gloves, and I was looking for my shovel, but I wasn't able to find it, so I'm gonna use the two that God blessed me with. As you know, we are going to be transplanting these Roma tomatoes. I started these from seeds that I found at my local tractor supply store. I have about 15 plants that I'm ready to put in the ground. I'll do about half of them in this bed and half in another bed on the other side of the garden. It's really important that you have full sun when you're planting your tomato plants. This morning, I had bottom watered all of my transplants so that they would be nice and damp, which makes it a lot easier pulling them out because I won't have dry dirt just falling everywhere. I find that I can remove them from these little containers very easily when they are wet. So to get things started, I'm going to sort of space out all of my plants here, and then I'm gonna dig holes for each one. So with my tomato, I'm going to pinch off these bottom leaves, and I'm going to bury most of the stem in the ground. So I need to make sure that my hole is deep enough to fit about this much of the plant. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of my tomato tone into the hole. I'm gonna take my plant, gently squeeze this, and it'll fall out, especially if the soil's moist. You can see I've got some pretty good roots going on there. I'm real excited, they're not root bound. I'm gonna gently place my plant down here in the hole, and I'm gonna backfill it with all the soil that I just dug out. Tomatoes are so interesting. You see all these little hairy, parts. These are actually little feelers for water and soil, and it'll root out from the stem, especially all that stem that I just buried in the ground. So I'm gonna pat it just a wee bit. And that's how I'm going to do all of my transplants in this bed. All right, so I have all my tomatoes in the ground, and now it's time to water. Follow me. Here we go. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below with your favorite variety of tomatoes. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.